Hey everyone, how are you? Sorry it took me a second to stop sharing my screen. So my name's Gina Brown. I'm so excited to have y'all here for FlipGrid. So just a little side note, I was supposed to have Miss Grace Ekwu be my go-to girl in my chats and kind of letting me know if my screen is lagging. She had a family emergency, so she's unable to help me out. So I'll just need y'all to kind of let me know if my screen's lagging. I am looking at Miss Vicky, Vicky A. If you can be my go-to girl,
Sure.
and if my screen's kind of lagging like a ton, it's gonna lag a little. But if it lags like a lot, just kind of pop your mic on and just say, "Whoa, girl, slow down."
I can do that. Yes.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. So everybody that's here, welcome. Thank you so much for joining. This is going to be an hour-long FlipGrid webinar. I set up all of my resources as kind of a come and go webinar. So if you feel like you've got what you need, you can feel free to leave. The dinging won't bother us at all coming and going. And also another reason why I did that was because I know for me as a learner, I need a lot of processing time. So I kind of like to see the stuff and then have time to sit and look. So I created a Google Doc for you that mimics the slideshow with all the live links. And my slideshow has live links as well. So we're going to start with that. And then I will kind of bop in between FlipGrid and my slideshow. So I'm going to share and open up my slideshow. And if everybody could, you should have the link on the welcome screen. But the link to get the slideshow is right here. So the Google Drive version is the bit.ly WeAreGCISD. And if you have not had a chance to open up this slideshow, it is in the comments, but I will copy it right here just so everybody can see it. Make it pink. So if it's pink, it's a link. So that way it kind of keeps everybody differentiating between the stuff that's just underlined versus the stuff that's a link. Okay, so Miss Vicky, is my screen good?
It looks good to me.
Awesome, thank you, ma'am. Okay, so I'm gonna get started. So like I said, I'm gonna kind of pop in between my slideshow and then I'm gonna show my FlipGrid as well. So maximizing FlipGrid features, I kind of geared this towards digital because it looks like that's the route we're kind of going for now, but I've used FlipGrid in my physical classroom as well. So if you have a moment, head to Answer Garden, bit.ly.answergarden tech to do a quick check-in. And I just want you to tell me one word or phrase to describe your mood. And I'll give people a little time before I kind of show you what that looks like. So I love app smashing. So anytime I can kind of incorporate a new app that I think people maybe might have seen or might not have seen, I try to do that. So this is a really great, I call it like a word splash. So remember, if it's pink, it's a link. So even these two are some more resources for y'all to click on to kind of check those out. So here are your action items for today. If you want to make a copy of the Google Doc version of these slides, you can, so that way you have it to reference later, star it, so that way it's easy access. If you are new to FlipGrid, if you join with this code, that will just help me build my community builder badge. So I'm level 3 FlipGrid certified, but there's always little badges that we can earn. So the more I introduce the community, the more badges I get, which is pretty cool. And then after this session, if you want to record a FlipGrid to capture your takeaways and goals, it's kind of twofold. It gives you an opportunity to play around with the camera features that you've learned today. And also I'm thinking of this as like a time capsule. In August, when you're ready to start planning, you can kind of go back and see what we did, what your thoughts were, and then you can use that later. So here is the FlipGrid for today. It's flipgrid.com/wearegcisd. And I can show you that when you create your grid, you can create your own back half of the URL, not for topics, and I'll talk about the difference there. So if you just want to open this, leave it open so that way you remember to record it after. Welcome. It's hard for me to share my screen and see who's here. So hi, everybody. So yeah, make sure you introduce yourself in the chat. I am recording, so this way I can go back through the chat. And if I have to reach out to anybody that had any questions, if I have your first and last name, that makes it easier for me to kind of see who has the questions. So I I teach 7th and 8th grade pre-AP science as of last year. This year I have a new role. I'm teaching 7th grade Avid. I'm really excited, and 8th grade science. I work at Heritage Middle School, and as always, I'm hashtag proud to be a Bronco. So thank you so much for joining Grace and I. She had a family emergency, so those that are joining late, I'm asking Miss Vicky to be my go-to girl to see if I'm lagging. So today we're going to catch the Flipgrid fever. We're going to walk through Flipgrid from beginning to end, and we're going to explore all the cool features. So this is actually a perfect time for the Flipgrid webinar because there's been a lot of new features that have come out since remote learning. They're really working hard to make Flipgrid better. So this is actually perfect. If you joined my Flipgrid last year, I've got new stuff this year. So this is pretty cool. You're going to record your very own Flipgrid, and you can find out how to get your Flipgrid educator certification if you want to. It's a great way to learn more about Flipgrid and kind of connect to your community and be a grid guide. And then you're going to leave with a ton of resources and tools to use whenever you're ready. So this is my $1 million smile, my girl Califo. So each of these are live links to my Flipgrid videos for my kids. So I'm going to click on one of these to just kind of show you. And here's Califo.
Hi, Miss Brown. So, my passion, I'm passionate about music, cause I think I'm obsessed with music. I always listen to music the whole day. I don't know why. So my passion is music, and what gets me up early in the morning, it's knowing that I'll see my friends and get to see the people that I love and that I spend most of my time with. That's what gets me up early in the morning, and yeah.
Oh my goodness, that seriously $1 million smile. So this was one of my beginning of the remote learning check-ins. I asked what their passions were to kind of get them back on Flipgrid, get them back using it after the little break. So time to Flipgrid. That's why everybody's here. So don't forget, if it's pink, it's a link. So first things first, let's get started on Flipgrid. If you have never joined, join here with that link. But if you have, head to your Educator's Dashboard. Live linked, I have 2 guides. I have a Flipgrid Educator Guide and a Creator's Guide, both produced by Flipgrid, and they're really great resources to have and star. So here's another one. I'm not going to play this one for you, but you can always go back and kind of check them out. I have this one here because I wanted to remind everybody, Flipgrid now offers closed captions. So I will show you how to turn that on. You have to turn it on. And then now they just came out with a way to edit the captions, because y'all know sometimes you watch something and you're like, that's not what they said. So you can, especially for your Flipgrid video, not so much for all the students, but the one that you're presenting, you can go back in and you can edit the captions if they mess it up. And I can show you that later. Whenever I say y'all, it always thinks I say young. So I have to go in and fix that. So first things first, let's talk lingo. So grid versus topic. So there are 2 different options. Your grid is your big one. This is the one that you can change the URL, and your topics are individual questions. There's many ways that you can organize this. So you can have a grid per class period or a grid per content level, or some people even have grids for separate things like a subgrid. So if they're out, they have a separate grid for their subplans. So it's up to you how you want to use these. There's many different options. So I just remember the grid is the big one, and then the topics are the little ones. And remember, you can click on these links for some more information about grids versus topics. Vicki, how am I doing with the lag?
It's looking good.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Okay, so my grid, I have 18 grids. You can have a ton or you can have a few. So the grid I'm going to kind of focus on today is the quarantine grid. That's the grid that we've been using for remote learning. So you notice how my grids have their own URLs. We are GCISD, we are HMS, my legacy grid. We use this to interview. We have a new group at HMS. It's kind of like the CHHS Redcoats. Red Jackets, and it's a culture building group. So what we ended up doing was we used Flipgrid for something non-academic. We had them do their initial round of interviews on Flipgrid. I asked for co-pilots, so me and my co-leaders of the group were able to go through, and we kind of dwindled some interviews down, did a second round on there, and then from there we pulled people in person. So FlipGrid is way more than just for classroom. I've even used FlipGrid to send congratulation videos to some of my graduates, so that's pretty cool. And then you have your topics. The topics are your questions, your substrands. So I'm going to share my dashboard and we're going to walk through FlipGrid together. If you have questions, like I said, please pop them into the comments. I'm hoping that I answer it, but if I don't, I will take some time to go through and address the ones that I missed after. So let's explore. Okay, so I will take a second to let this kind of load as I'm kind of starting to talk. So this is your Educator Dashboard. On your Educator Dashboard, you have 3 different options: your dashboard, your achievements, and your recent videos. So the dashboard kind of lets you know how much engagement you've had, how many topics you've created. And then your achievements are all of your kind of badges. And then recent videos are the videos that have recently come up. So now I will go to my grid. Just kind of crossing stuff off as I go, guys, so that way I don't miss anything. So here is my grid. So in your grid, this is where you are able to set up your big kind of periods or your classes, and then your topics from there. So to create a grid, you simply hit this red button that says add a new grid. And then you name your grid. And then I always do school email. This is just a second kind of level of security. And then that makes it so that you can't access it unless you're in GCISD. So I hit this. And then from here is where you can make your FlipGrid code. So you can make it whatever you want. So I'm going to do sample. I don't know if it's going to sample 120. There we go. A couple extra 2s. And then you hit next. So I need a name. So I will call it sample 1 with a zillion 2s like I just did. So at gcisd.net, the mistake I made is this is just the teachers. So you want to make sure you add at gcisdstudents.net as well, and that will allow your students to access this grid. And then you hit next. And then this is your grid. You are able to copy this link, and then you're able to put it in Google Classroom, send it out and remind, however you would like to share this. And then if you go to your grid, this is your brand new sample grid. And I will let this kind of sit here for a minute when I kind of talk about some of the features to catch up. So your FlipGrid code is right here. You can add a co-pilot, and simply you just click this button and you type in their email. They can access your grid, like watch student videos, but if you make them a co-pilot, then they're able to respond, they're able to comment, and they're able to have teacher privileges. So if you have a co-teacher, special education team, you can add them onto your grid as a co-pilot. So you have a ton of different options. You can share right from here, or you can go to actions. So you can edit your grid from here. You can add a co-pilot. Duplicate grid is huge. If you are having separate grids for each class period, you only have to set up the topic or the grid once and you can duplicate it. You can have notifications, so you get a notification every time a video is added. Once a day, they give you a notification, so on and so forth. Team integrations, I can talk about that a little later, and then you can export your data. The pencil is where you would click to edit, so let me do that. So like I said, y'all, if I'm going a little fast, I am recording this and it will be posted on the GCISD PD website. So you can always kind of go back, pause me. I'm from the Northeast, so we tend to talk quickly. So here's my grid name and the school email, and you can see that I have students and teachers set up. And then down here, you can change your active state to active or hidden. So let's say you want to hide it. The assignment's done, you want to have it hidden so kids can't add any more, you can do that. And then you can receive notifications daily, weekly, every new video. I like every new video just because I like that kind of reminder. You want to have download and share on so the kids can download their own videos, you can download your videos. And you can allow students to receive emails too when other topics are recorded. This is especially important if your assignment is to respond to other students' grids. This lets them know when new grids are posted. Here's the captions. So it always has it turned off. So you want to turn it on to English. And then once you do that, any videos that are created will create captions for you, which is awesome, especially that we're trying to kind of reach all learners. We need to keep that in mind. And then you can select any banner. There's a ton of different ones, or you can upload your own banner. So sometimes I like to create my Bitmoji classrooms and I upload a banner. So I am going to make sure I didn't miss anything, and I'm going to update grid. So here's your grid. I typically delete this one, say hello on FlipGrid, just because I like to limit the amount of things that they have to do. I want them to just do what I want them to do and do it well. If it's your first time using FlipGrid, I would say leave this on because it gives kids a chance to introduce themselves. At the start of the year, I did have them all go on, say their name. This is perfect at the beginning of the year because you have a record of how students pronounce their names. This comes in handy for awards when you're calling, because sometimes you know how to say their first name and then their last name you don't really get, or you might think you know how to say it. So this is perfect to have kind of that record, and you can have those kids. Plus, it's awesome as a little time capsule because you can have them do an end of the year video and you can kind of stitch them together so they can see how much they've grown, which is pretty cool. Sweet. So I'm going to kind of pop you through one of my grids to show y'all kind of what it looks like. So let me go here. And please, if anybody has any questions, feel free to interrupt. This is low key, casual. Interrupt if I'm going too fast or if there's something that you have a question about. So here is my quarantine flip grid. I will let this load for a minute. So you guys can see that I did my banner. I created like a Bitmoji banner. There's my little doll, Pippa. And here are my 9 topics that we covered during remote learning. Pick your podcast. I had to kind of edit them, but I was afraid to delete them, so I just have them as hidden. So let me go into my pick your podcast. So in here, you can see what I did was I made a topic. So I showed y'all how to make your grid, and then this is an individual topic. So I'll kind of walk you through it, what it looks like, and then I'll show you how to do it. So my students did a podcast on FlipGrid, which was pretty cool. Instead of showing their face on the video, they created a logo and covered it up, and I can show you how to do that. So I attached resources. You can attach up to 9 resources, links, videos, documents, whatever you want. So I have all the resources there for them. And then below, you can see the podcast that my students created. If there's a podcast that a student created or a FlipGrid that they don't want shown, all you have to do is go here and you can hide it. And then you're still able to see it, but other students are not able to see that. And I will show you how to moderate the video so that way it always has it hidden to start, which I would suggest. You're never sure what kids are going to put up, what they're going to say. So I always have the videos moderated so that way I can see them first before I make them for public consumption. And then from here, you're able to share their videos. So if you want to share a response on Twitter, if you want to share it with a family member, which is awesome. And then that will just pop up the code for you so you can copy this and you can share it. And then in Actions, you are able to hide the response, add to mixtapes, which I can show you, and they can download their picture or even their selfie. And y'all, FlipGrid's camera is awesome. I'm not even gonna pretend. Sometimes I take my selfies and I'm like, yes, FlipGrid, with those filters. They know what's up. Okay, so let me show you how to create a topic. And I will let it kind of sit for a sec because I don't want it to lag so much. So whatever grid you want to create your topic in, you are going to access your grid from My Grids up top. And then here, the one I was just in is my grid topic. So I can add a new topic from here. So I will kind of do one to show you what it looks like and we can walk through it. So create a new topic. I've seen a couple different things. I have my notes here so I don't forget. I've learned a lot about how to use FlipGrid, a ton of different ways from this book. And I have this on my slideshow. It's the interactive class with the Merrills. And they're really great. They're elementary school teachers, but they have a lot of stuff that's applicable to middle and high school. So what Miss Merrill does is she actually does this thing called roll the dice, and she creates a topic. And what she does is she creates 6 different topics with 6 different questions, and she has the kids roll a dice, and whatever number they get is the question that they answer. So you can use Flipgrid in multiple different ways. It doesn't have to just be one topic posted and you answer the question and that's it. You can have it so that they pick which question they answer, and they answer with a reply, and then you can respond back to them, which is pretty cool. So let's create a sample topic. So sample topic, and now here is where you have your prompt. So here is where you incorporate your instructions, what you want the kids to do. Now, Flipgrid has a new feature called Immersive Reader. Whatever you put in this prompt, the students can hear when they click on that book, Immersive Reader. They can hear it in multiple languages. They can annotate and text code it. They can identify the nouns, the verbs. So anything you want the kids to hear, especially put in this prompt because they're able to hear it through that Immersive Reader spot. So I'm just going to type in Immersive Reader just so we have something there. Recording time, they just edited their recording time to go up to 10 minutes, which is awesome. You can set the time, especially if you want them only to be 2 minutes long, set it for 2.5. But typically I leave it at 10 minutes so that gives kids kind of time to share their thoughts. So video moderation is what I was talking about. You should always have this on, always. Especially for those students that are shy and don't like their responses shared. This will ensure that their videos aren't going to be viewed by their peers. And also, like I said, it's a checks and balances in case there's something that you don't want other people seeing. Kids post something, you have that kind of level of kind of a barrier to check it first before it gets put out there. So focus. This is what the kids see when they look at your topic. So I had that Maya Rudolph podcast GIF. That's what they see. So I always put a video I want them to watch, or a cute GIF, or a picture to kind of get them hooked into watching it or checking it out. So let me see. We will add a GIF just because they're cute, and I will do summer. Be mindful that sometimes these GIFs are not appropriate. So just be mindful. They're not too bad, but like every once in a while I'll get a GIF and I'll be like, ooh, I don't know about that one. So I'll put that one there and then hit select. You can delete the focus, you can change it. So more options. This little button here has so much more. So make sure you hit it. Topic tip. It can be something as simple as smile, or check your camera angle, or speak slowly, Miss Brown. And this is the tip that they'll kind of see when they open up their grid, and I can show that to you. And then here's where you add attachments. So you can add video links and title them. You can add things from YouTube, whatever you want. So let me just put my slideshow, and I will also put my Google Doc as well. I can find it right here. Okay. So once you've added attachments, like I said, you can add up to 9 different attachments, which is pretty cool. So I want to make sure I fill out all fields so y'all can see what they look like. And then status, here is where you can freeze it or hide it. Hide it is just, it's not there for people to see. Freeze, when they go, like it has a snowflake and it says that it's frozen. I believe hidden, they can still see the prompt, they can still see what the assignment was, but they can't add. Frozen, they can't even see what the assignment was. And then you can set parameter dates for you. So if you want like a cutoff for when it's due, you can have that there. You have to hit videos and selfies. I mean, that's just the best part. So you want them obviously to be able to take videos, and you want them to be able to take selfies. And then editing their videos is essential. Keep this on and we can talk about that in a minute. So I'm going to create my topic. Okay. So this is the code. You are not able to customize this back half of this one, so you just have to copy it and share. Or you can download this QR code and you can post these. So here's one thing I learned from this book that was mind-blowing and I never would have thought of it. So if you want to print out this QR code, laminate them, put them in your room, but then here's the catch. Just always use this topic and just keep deleting the video that you do. So if you want to set up your classroom for success, have 5 or 6 different grid codes around that you're going to use throughout the year, you can just go in, delete the last topic, start a new one, and that QR code stays the same. This way you're not constantly changing and laminating the QR codes, which was a brilliant idea that I never would have thought of. And the QR code, they simply use a QR code scanner, they scan it, and it brings them there, which is pretty cool. Okay, so actions. From here, I can do all of these things that I've talked about before. I can add a topic guest. This allows somebody outside of your GCISD domain to access and respond and make videos. So if you have a guest speaker or you're doing some kind of authentic audience, like you want somebody to hear your Flipgrid videos, you can add a topic guest. Disco library I'll talk about in a little bit. And then you can move the topic or duplicate. So if you say, oh, I don't want this one here, I want to move it to another grid, you click this and you can move it to any of the other grids that you have. And then similarly, so if you do duplicate, it pulls up that same exact one and asks you what destination you want it. And then it even asks you, do you want to keep all the responses? So let's say I have a topic that I want to share with my second period. I want to keep featured responses and I can go in and star the responses that I want to keep, or I can just have it so it's just the topic and it deletes all the kids' videos, which is cool. Okay, and then all you do is you hit record a response. So I'm going to kind of talk about this for a sec, but I'm going to hop back to my camera features in a minute. So right here is where you would record. I apologize because it's kind of lagging because I'm triple recording. And then here are all the features. So I will actually hop back to this in a sec because I want to kind of keep on my schedule. Okay, awesome. So that is how you create a topic. Let me double check. Okay, awesome. So mixtapes right up here is where you are able to save student responses that you want. You can then compile them and you can share this whole mixtape. So let's say I have different grids for each of my class periods and I have a couple students that I want to save. I can save them, pop it into a mixtape, and I can share that as a new topic or a new grid. And you can also customize your back half of the URL. So here are some Flipgrids that I've saved that I wanted to share later. I can either share the whole mixtape playlist or I can share each individual video. And I can edit this. I can remove or I can even kind of download and save them as well. So this is a great way to share all of your learning. The best part about learning is sharing what you've learned. Okay, Grid Pals, y'all, this is my jam. So make sure you have active, make sure you have this turned on. This is authentic learning at its finest. You can connect with educators across the world and provide authentic audiences for your students, collaborate. It's a great way to kind of get out there and share what you're doing. So 26,000 Grid Pals are on the map, which is ridiculous. So you can go and you can pick whatever you want. If I want an elementary audience for my middle school students to present to, if I want a high school audience or a middle school audience, so let's just click middle school. And then similarly so, I don't have to just stick with science. I can find a history content. Maybe I want to collaborate with a history class about something that we're learning. So I'm just going to hit science just to show you. So then now you can see it brought it down to about 800. So that's a little less daunting for you to kind of look through. And then these are all the Grid Pals that have their filter turned on. The only thing I say is that when you do this, you might have to do it on your phone because it asks for your GPS location. I had trouble doing it on my Mac computer. So I downloaded the app on my phone and then I was able to do my GPS location from there. So I mean, Peru, China, Canada, the US, so all of these different avenues for me to connect with somebody. So let's say I'm doing plate tectonics and I want to connect with somebody that's had real life experience with earthquakes. I can connect with this person and then I can hit send an invite, which I'm going to do that. And then this teacher will get an invite that says somebody wants to connect with him on Grid Pals. And then I've even got emails that people want to connect with me as well, and we're able to collaborate, which is pretty cool. Okay, Disco Library. This is my favorite spot. So one of my mottos is work smart, not hard, and I often switch them. I got it right this time. So Disco Library, it's the big pay it forward area. So everybody that's created really great topics pops them into Disco Library, and then other people can share them. So they have FlipGrid weekly hits, so you know they're good because a lot of hits have they've been used a lot. Sorry, y'all. And then if you go down, you have all these other Disco playlists. So they break them out by Breakout EDU, Hacking STEM. Let me show you some of my favorite ones. So California State Parks is amazing. These have little videos in each topic and they ask questions. So let me click on one. So giant sequoia and roots. So this has a video that you watch.
You're lagging a little bit.
Okay, thank you so much, Miss Vicki. So I'll let it sit here for a sec. So on this topic, it has a video for you. It has some integration notes for you. And then this is that immersive reader part. So I'll let that sit there for a second. So when a student clicks on that, they are able to listen to, hear, switch the language of any of the prompt notes. How am I, Miss Vicki?
We right now can see giant sequoia and roots.
Yes. Awesome. Thank you so much. So if I click on this immersive reader, and I'll let it hang out there for a sec when I talk, this is that new feature that I was talking about. So the students can hit play.
Although you normally can't see the roots, they are a very important part of the giant sequoia.
So they are able to hear anything that you type in. They can go in and there's a ton of different features. You can highlight the nouns and verbs. You can break down the syllables. You can change the font size, color, the actual font itself. You can increase the line spacing. I'll let it sit there for a minute. So these are a ton of different options to make sure that you're accessing or making it so that all students can access the curriculum. And then you can even have line focus. This reminds me of those little strips my students use to help read. So it makes it a lot easier for them to do that. And they can do multiple line focus as well. And then down here, they can change the language. So they can change it to whatever language they're most comfortable with to make sure that they are accessing the curriculum. And then you can do the whole document or you can do it by word. So, which is pretty cool.
What?
Okay.
Why?
So now I'm going to
Mom's right here. That's right.
y'all. Sorry. Another one that I love. So Wonderopolis. This is going to be a verb in my class from now on. I'm going to say Wonderopolis it. So this has, I mean, pretty much any question that you can think of, they have answered it. They've provided resources, they provided a video, and they've even done a FlipGrid topic for you, which is very cool. And they even have like what's Fortnite. So it's not just content specific. So is social media addicting?
I think you're lagging again. I'm not sure what we're supposed to be looking at.
Much. So I will just give me a shout out when you see is social media addicting. So this topic is a great starter topic for the year. I always like to kind of access Wonderopolis. Maybe awesome, thank you. Maybe before a test, before a vacation, if you have a class period that you can kind of do something that you want, Wonderopolis is a great resource. So same thing, they can do the immersive reader. They always link one of their Wonderopolis articles. And I will let this sit here for a minute. So you can see is social media addicting? It has this great article. And then in the article, they even have videos, they have quizzes, they have all sorts of things that you can do on this site. So it's just very interactive and it's all done for you, which is the best part. So if you're a little anxious to get started, you can access Disco Library, find a topic, and you can tweak it so you don't have to use it just the way it is. So notice it comes with a video, some pictures, and then they go through and they even highlight all of the vocab for you. So the wonder words, they let you take a wonder word challenge, which is pretty cool. So I'm going to X out of this and I will let my screen catch up for a minute when I talk about how to add to Disco Library. So just give my screen a sec to kind of catch up with me when I get set up. So if I want to add a topic to Disco Library, I showed you how to access topics that were already there. So to add one, you just go to your topic, and if you want to pay it forward and share, you can go to Actions and then Add to Disco Library. And from there, you're able to edit, so you can take out any school-sensitive material, any documents you don't want people seeing, and just kind of share like the bones of your topic, which is very cool. So you just hit Add Disco Library. And then you can select the age level, so on and so forth. And then you can kind of leave it the way it is. It transfers everything for you, or you can add integration notes for the educators. So sometimes I like to add my lesson plans in here, some resources that I use to get to where I was. And I'll give it a minute. I'm going to hop back to Disco Library. I should have done this when I had it open, y'all, sorry. And I will let it sit for a second. So when you're in Disco Library, you can add items to your favorites. So notice how I have this starred added to my faves. You can share it right from here, or you can select a grid that you want to put it in. So I'll let this kind of hang out here for a sec. And then you just select the grid you want, and then you click it, and it automatically populates it into your brand new grid, which is awesome. Are you able to see this, Vicki?
See a cat.
Okay, perfect. So yep, so if I wanted to add this to my sample topic, let's do this. And then I hit add. And then when I pop back here, I want to turn on my video moderation, kind of go through, make sure everything's where I want it to be, and then update topic. And then give me a sec for my screen to catch up. And I'm going to go back to the topic I created, the grid, excuse me, I created. And then once it loads back up, you can see the little cat bopping around. He or she is right there ready to go in my grid. So that's a really great, easy way for you to incorporate topics into your grid without putting in a lot of work to make them, to kind of get started. Okay, y'all, so I'm going to hop back to my PowerPoint and I will give it a minute to load. I'm sorry I haven't even looked at the chats at all. I apologize. So if you have a burning question that I haven't answered yet, that's not about the camera features, because I'm getting to that right now, please just interrupt. But like I said, I will go through the chat after. So if Miss Vicki, is my slideshow up?
Yes.
Yay, thank you. If you need more information or want to watch at your own pace, I've included a step-by-step walkthrough guide of our webinar. I can't even remember when it was, y'all, last school year. And this was more of an intro, the other one. So it has a step-by-step slideshow that Miss Grace created with images and pictures of everything that I just went through, so you can kind of process and look through it later. And I also included the recording from that webinar as well. Okay, so I have a ton of videos that I've made when I got my level 3 FlipGrid educator license. So I figured, why not share them with y'all? So I included these here as well. So that one was an overview, FlipGrid camera features. There's a video that I made for my kids to show them how to edit a recording. And then there's a brand new feature called student activity. So you were able to access each student and see how much they've participated, how many hours have they spent on FlipGrid, have they responded, things like that. And then I have my Disco Library walkthrough, and then a brand new feature in FlipGrid is screencast. So I did a Google Classroom walkthrough for my webinar on Wednesday at 10 a.m. If you're an elementary school teacher especially and you want to join that, that would be awesome. And it's app smashing too, which is cool. So I did double duty and I did my walkthrough in FlipGrid so I could pop this in here to show y'all what a FlipGrid screencast looks like. And I can show you how to do that when I do my camera features. Yes, so let's free fall into features. So here are all the things that I'm going to talk about. I have about 10 or so minutes left and then we'll have time for questions. So you can spark a video. If a student responds and they've got a really great response that you think, man, this could spark a brand new topic, or I want all my students to see this and reply, you can spark the video and we'll put it into a new topic. You can leave a vibe. So when you watch students' videos, you can put a vibe that shows across the top of their screen, which is cool. You can give feedback, feature responses, so that way it pulls it to the top. If you noticed in my grid, my podcast was on the top. Disco library we talked about sharing. We talked about immersive readers, grid pals, and mixtapes. We also talked about topic guests if you have somebody not in the GCISD domain that you want to be able to view and respond. And co-pilots are perfect for co-teachers, special education team. I even invite my administration because they like to pop in and kind of see what the kids are doing. Student activity, I will show you that. And then this, y'all, is brand new. And I was doing like a happy dance when I saw it on Twitter. Before, when you moderated the videos, the students wouldn't see the video pop up on the grid. So they would do 2, 3, 4 videos because they weren't seeing their video and they didn't know it was there. So now what happens in a moderated topic, this little celebration emoji comes up and it says, your video will be hidden until approved by your educator. So as soon as they submit, they get that GIF and it tells them your thing is safe, it's ready to go. Miss Brown just needs to look at it and make it active. So that was a lifesaver. And then anything you need to know about FlipGrid, I have that linked as well. So you can edit closed captions. I have a video that I did last night to show you how to do that. So you can either click this YouTube video link or the pink to access that. So 6 camera features, and there's really a lot more than 6. You can add text, emojis, or inking, which is drawing on the screen. And I'll leave this here for a minute to kind of catch up. You have whiteboard and blackboard options, which is awesome for multiple reasons. You can have it be the background for you to put a picture, you can have it to type text on, or you can have it to ink up or draw on. Stop motion video is pretty cool. It reminds me of TikTok, which is great because it's accessible to students. It makes them want to use this camera because it is so much like an iPhone or TikTok. So stop motion is simply when you just keep hitting stop and it kind of clips your video together and it looks very, very cool. You can upload the video or you can upload custom stickers or audio. So if I create a video in screencast, I can then upload that video onto FlipGrid. So this is a great feature for instruction. If I want to do a screencast video and then upload it, I can. They do have the screencast feature in FlipGrid now, so you can just do that as well. Screen recording, like I just talked about, and then you can trim and rearrange clips. So closed captions are also available, so I walked you through how to turn them on there. And then I popped the FlipGrid Creator's Guide there as well. So if students are camera shy, do not let them get off the hook, y'all. FlipGrid is for everybody. So you got to kind of start right at the beginning. It's okay if you're camera shy. There are tons of other options that we can do to kind of meet you where you are so you can still participate. So they can put a sticker over their face. A lot of my kids do this. And she says, right now I have an emoji on my face because I don't look cute, or whatever she said. She's always cute. Or you can pixelate, which I will show you, which is awesome because it kind of gives a vibe, like you can see kind of who it is, but if you didn't do your hair or who knows, it's not high def. Or you can upload, like I did with my podcast. I had the students create a logo and they uploaded it, and then all you can hear is their voice, which was awesome. So let me show you some camera features, and I will let my camera load for a second. And I will do the say hello on FlipGrid. So notice this immersive reader, if I hit this, it will bring it to that feature that I showed you before. That will read to the students, and you can change that. So that's that way that you can access that. Okay, so I will let this load for a second, get my response going. And Miss Vicky, if you could let me know when you can see my mug.
Not yet.
Okay. So I am gonna wait until I get the go from Miss Vicky, but I can kind of chat for a minute. So if you are on record, you can see there are 6 little buttons at the bottom. And then to the left of your record, there are 3 dots. And then to the right of your record, there's that share button. The top right-hand corner, it tells you how long the video is. So this is a 1-minute, 30-second video. It keeps kids on track. Below that is the book. This will show the topic right on the screen, and it will not show it on their video. Am I good yet?
You're good.
Yay. So if I click on this show topic, and I can move it, I believe. Yes. So you can move this so that way the students can still see what the prompt is, and they can kind of guide their eyes to the side to see it, but it will not show it on the video, which is awesome. And then to get rid of that, I think I just hit it again. Yes. And now Post-its. I hope y'all can see it. I think you can because I'm sharing my screen, but I can type up a script and I can have as many Post-its as I want, and I can move them off the screen even. And this will set up my script so that way as I'm talking, I have kind of guidance of what I'm saying. These Post-its do not show up in the video, so it's perfect for the kids. So I'm going to X out of these. So right here you have your filters, which makes it really enticing for the kids because they're able to do different filters.
You're lagging.
Okay, thank you. I will leave it on the pixelated and let me know when you see me all jumbled up. So this pixelated filter is perfect for students that are camera shy. It kind of gives them the illusion that they're there, but you can't see every single thing. So it makes them feel a little more comfortable. So like I said, you want to kind of nip that in the bud right at the beginning about students being camera shy, because we need to be advocates for our own learning and we need to be able to speak and feel comfortable. So this is kind of a nice way to ease them in. Can you see me all pixelated?
Yes.
Awesome. And then to get rid of it, all the filters, you just hit that cross through button. Now I can add text features. So I can add text and I can make it whatever color I want. And then I can also, type. I can also move it around. I can change the size. You can't change the color after, so you have to start a new one. And this is great because the kids can kind of set up their screens before they start. And then I'm going to hit record. Gives you a countdown. And then I'm able to talk. I'm able to do my FlipGrid, and then I can pause, which is awesome. And then I can go in and I can delete stuff. I can go to this last button and I can upload a photo sticker. So it always makes me nervous, y'all, when I do this because I don't know what on earth is going to come up. All my selfies. Okay, so I can upload this little Bitmoji sticker. You can even upload a document. You can upload a picture that you've drawn, and it's always opposite. So then the kids can kind of point to it, talk about it. The next time it doesn't give you a 3, 2, 1 countdown, so that's just a warning. And then I can talk more about this. I can move them as I'm talking. I can delete them as I'm talking, or I can pause the video and kind of do that in between. I can add stickers. This is perfect for if they're camera shy, they can pop a sticker over their face kind of before they start. And same thing, you can move this. So this way when I record, you can still see me but not see my face. You can ink up. It's hard. I'm not even going to play like it's not. I've gotten a little better, but it does take some practice. And then if you want to get rid of it, you can hit this back, or if you want to clear the whole screen, you can clear it. Give it a sec to catch up. And then you can do white and blackboard, which is the second to last feature. This is what I had my students use, white. And then you can ink on it. You can insert a sticker over the whiteboard. Oh, Neil deGrasse Tyson, love you. Oh, man. Okay, and then this is perfect. So I can be talking about awesome Neil deGrasse Tyson. I can be doing my math work. I can open up text. So this is awesome for kids to just kind of use. And the best thing about this is they are able to do this in between filming, which really kind of gives them license to create a video however they want. And then if I want it all gone, I hit clear. I go back here, and there I am again. So that's pretty cool. Okay, oh, now I'm gonna hit next. It allows me, and then I'm able to pause it so you can't hear me talking. And now it allows me to edit. So once it kind of loads, I am able to then click on this and I'm able to trim. And then I'm able to, well, it was weird. I'm able to trim my video. So I just want this. I'm going to hit confirm. I didn't like that. And then I'm able to talk. Oh my God, y'all, my voice. And then I'm able to kind of edit. And I hit next. Take a selfie. Or here's my favorite part. You can upload a sticker. So a lot of students don't like to take selfies. They get, you know, shy. Some students love to take selfies. But here's where you can go in and I can put my whiteboard and then I can have my little Bitmoji and then I can hit take. And it takes that as my selfie. I could even write on it if I wanted to. And then there's always one other step before it posts it. So it has you do your display name. And then it also has you do some kind of a title. And then you can even attach a link. So I can attach my link to my project, to my PowerPoint I was working on, and then I can hit submit video. It says your video is visible because I am the person that created it, but typically it would say that little celebration emoji that would say your video is being moderated. Okay, now let me show you real quick how to do captions. So if I go to edit or actions, let me see, I think I have to click on it. Here. Oh, I can't find where it says captions. So let me see. I'll do that in a sec. Okay, so then here is that vibe I was telling you about. You can leave a vibe for a student and hit update and it has that up there. So that's where that $1 million smile came from. And then I'm able to access the links and the FlipGrid code. Now this is the best part, reply. So when students give a FlipGrid video, you want other students to reply, you want to reply, I can hit reply, only that person will see that video. Right here is where I can make it a favorite, so it pops it to the top. Right here is where I can spark this video and it will create it as a brand new topic. So let me do that and it will show it as a brand new topic, which is very cool. And then see it sparked my video as a whole new topic. I think, let me see. I think that was it. So let me go back to my grid. And let me go here to show you how to change a caption. And I will let it load because I know I'm clicking quick. Okay, Miss Vicki, just let me know when you can see my calm down with Miss Brown. So this is where you are able to kind of edit that, the closed captions video. So if I hit play.
Okay, I can see it.
Thank you so much. So I can see that it has my captions there and I can turn them on or off. So if it's bothersome to students, you can always let them know they're always going to be there, but I can turn it off if I need to. And then here is where I am able to edit captions. So I go to actions, edit captions. And then this is the tricky part because you just got to kind of listen to it. So I'm going to listen to it for a sec.
Hey y'all, it's Miss Brown here with my very first episode of my very.
So you notice that it breaks it up. Can you see this, Miss Vicki?
Yes.
Awesome. So you notice it breaks it up exactly what the captions will come up. So you literally just need to sit there, listen to it, keep hitting pause, and then you can go in if I want it Miss Brown with an MS, or if they actually, like I said, when I first played it, y'all, it kept saying young. And then you just keep hitting update captions, and then you just keep hitting play. And it will bop you to that new part, and it kind of shows you each line. So if you think maybe a line's too long and you want to break it up, you can do that as well. And then you just hit update. You can download the captions. You can attach that as a document, one of your 9 documents for students that like to read it. Okay, last but not least is shorts. So shorts I use for everything. Shorts is that if I want to make a video as a pep talk to my kids, I want to send it out. I want to congratulate somebody, it's their birthday or they graduated or they did a really great job on their assignment. All I have to do is hit record a short. It doesn't go to a grid, it doesn't go to a topic, and I'm able to do everything that I am with the camera. I'm able to share it, and then I'm able to email it out and send it to anybody that's not in a certain domain. So you notice that I used screencast recording to create my Google Classroom walkthrough. And then I've even done things like pep talks or congratulations. Or this one, congrats, Maddie, one of my students from my old school graduated from high school, so I did a congratulatory video for her. So this is a really great and easy way to make FlipGrid videos without having anywhere for them to go, and you just want to kind of send them out. And students can make shorts too, which is really great. So I have a couple minutes left. I will go through the chat, but if there's anybody that has any burning questions, feel free to unmute, kind of ask me, and I'm just going to kind of go through my slideshow just to make sure I didn't miss anything. So I'll let this screen sit on this. Miss Vicky, let me know when you see the hearts. So this is my like one-stop shop slide. So it has kind of 5 different ways that you can use FlipGrid, and then tons of subtopics underneath.
I see hearts.
Thank you so much. So sharing, knowledge, demonstrating, reflect. This is perfect for students to reflect on their work. How did you do on this project? How did you do in this group work? Creating portfolios. If you go to my.flipgrid.com, you can see all the videos that you have created. FlipGrid is really great with giving ownership of the videos to the students. They're the ones that created it. At any point in time, no matter if they are in that class anymore, if the grid's still open, they can go back my.flipgrid.com and they can access all their videos. They can download them. They are theirs. Celebrations, like I said, birthdays, graduations, pep talks, and then feedback. This is perfect. Do a FlipGrid short about a presentation that they did in class. It just makes it a little more personal. And then there's tons of ways to connect. Grid pals, grid guests, disco libraries, and then subplans. So right up here, I have a couple resources. The Merrills had some really great ideas to using it for subplans. So that way the subs can access it. And then you hear the teacher telling you exactly what you're supposed to do for the day, which is pretty cool. This slide has all my bit.lys, all my other resources. This is pretty much what the Google Doc is, but I kind of wanted it in 2 spots. If you want FlipGrid certification, you can focus on this box. And please, please, please don't forget to go on and record your FlipGrid. I would love to hear what you're going to use FlipGrid for, what your takeaways are. And I have a growth mindset, so I would love to hear some of your feedback and some of your thoughts. And don't forget to share your learning. The best part of learning is sharing. So please feel free. This is my presentation, but I want as many people to have it. So send it out, share it, post it, tweet it, whatever you want. If there was somebody in your kind of cohort that you're like, oh, I really want them to see this, email it to them. That would be awesome. And you can join my Google Classroom. I have a Google Classroom webinar on Wednesday at 10 a.m. It's AppsMash. So feel free, even if you don't want to go to the webinar, join this Google Classroom and I have all of my resources on there. So thank you so much. Please follow me at GettingKicksIn406 on Twitter. I love to post and I love to share and kind of see what other people are doing. So that's a real great way to connect. And I use Slide Mania to create this. Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing my screen quick, and if anybody has any questions, feel free to unmute. Typically, I'm good at multitasking, but I don't know how good I'll be at going back and reading comments on the spot. So, trying to get my face back on here. And yeah, if anybody has any questions, feel free to jump in and ask, or you can hang out kind of behind if you'd rather ask me in private or without the group. So that's it, y'all. Thank you guys so much. Let me see, where am I? Here I am. Thank y'all so much. That was an experience. I thank you. You were the best audience. I was very anxious about not having my go-to girl. So thank you, Miss Vicky. You were stellar. Okay, guys. Yeah, I'll hang out for a minute, but you're free to leave. I will go through the chat and I will reach out if there's anything that I missed. But thank you guys so much. You fill my bucket each and every day. I look forward to hopefully seeing y'all in the fall. Bye, everybody.